Did you know that hundreds of thousands of people are leaving Florida? From the cost of living to politics, traffic, and more, in this video I'm going to share with you not only why people are moving out, but also where are they going to. And here is a hint, they are going to one of the fastest growing states in the nation. And I know you are probably going to tell me that a lot of people moved to Florida since the pandemic, and you will be right. However, hundreds of thousands are also leaving, and let me tell you why right now. Number one, a tremendous increase on insurance costs. A major reason that people are moving out of Florida most recently, it is its soaring insurance costs. According to NBC News, homeowners insurance rates in Florida increased by 42% last year, amounting to an average of $6,000 in home insurance costs per year. This rise in insurance rates was driven mostly by hurricanes. And you may not know this, but car insurance in Florida is more than 50% higher than the national average. My number two is the rising cost of living. If you lived in Florida for a while, you know that the cost of living in the Sunshine State has skyrocketed in recent years. Everything from home insurance to property prices and even groceries has increased. One of the reasons for this rising cost in Florida is the rapidly growing population and the rise in demand for products and services. And rising prices can seem unsurmountable because the median salary in Florida is among the lowest in the country. To afford a home in one of Florida's more affordable metro areas like Jacksonville, a home buyer will need to earn $109,000 a year, about twice as much income a buyer would have needed 4 years ago. Florida is 10.1% more expensive to live in than South Carolina, and if you compare the cost of living between these two states, Florida is more expensive in every category, from housing to food to transportation and even childcare. My third point is the traffic congestion. Another reason people are leaving Florida is due to the worsening traffic congestion, which could be because of Florida's rapid population growth in recent years. Florida is the second fastest growing state in America according to the US Census Bureau, and this is because the Sunshine State is still attracting older retired Americans. But also a wave of over 700,000 people of all ages moved during the pandemic when many remote workers were relocating, and many are still relocating to their desired location. So a natural consequence of sudden population growth is an increase in traffic congestion. Traffic can get backed up in the cities, and the infrastructure just doesn't accommodate all of the incoming commuters. Florida is among the states with the highest percentage of rush hour traffic congestion, particularly in cities like Orlando, Miami, and even West Palm Beach area. My number four is the political environment. While many people who migrated to Florida during the pandemic are leaving the state now after just a few years, many long-time residents are leaving too. And one reason they're leaving is because of the changing political climate. They are uncomfortable with the state's increasingly conservative policies, which in recent years have included many changes. But it's just not the new policies driving them away, it's also the changing political climate among regular working citizens. Some Floridians are leaving because they say they cannot engage in a normal conversation in their neighborhood without political disagreements coming up, and they are seeing people in their own community break up their friendships over political differences. I always say to people, the true test of friendship is when you can still love each other even when you have different views when it comes to politics and religion and many other things. So I may see things different than you, but that doesn't mean that I have to become your enemy. My number five is extreme weather. Another reason why people are leaving Florida is the extreme weather. The warm, sunny weather with virtually no snow is a huge reason why many people moved to Florida in the first place. They enjoy Florida's 230 days of sunshine each year with no snow. This sounds wonderful to me. So why are people leaving because of the weather? It's because Floridians get hot weather almost year-round. It is also humid and muggy many months out of the year, and the locals don't experience the four seasons, so it's like having summer all year. Some people may like that, but it is not for everyone. Others really like to experience lower summer temperatures and all of the four seasons, and South Carolina is one state where you can get just that. Another downside to Florida's weather is the frequent hurricanes, which can cause a lot of damage. For example, just a couple of years ago, Hurricane Ian hit Florida, causing major flooding and destruction. Ian was responsible for over 150 direct and indirect deaths and over $112 billion in damage, making it the costliest hurricane in Florida's history according to the National Hurricane Center. And just last year, there was Hurricane Idalia, which made landfall as a Category 3 hurricane and caused an estimated $3.6 billion in damages. Damages also affected tens of thousands of structures in the southwest, central, and northeast Florida caused by heavy rains and strong winds. While South Carolina does get occasional hurricanes, they are not nearly as frequent or severe, and they typically don't cause as much destruction. So where are the Floridians moving to? While hundreds of thousands of new residents have flocked to Florida since the pandemic on the promise of beautiful weather, no income tax, and lower costs, nearly 500,000 people left in 2022. Floridians decided to move to states like Georgia, Texas, California, Tennessee, and even South Carolina. Did you know that South Carolina and Florida were the two fastest growing states in the nation in 2023? And Florida ranks number 5 in the nation for having the most people living there to move to South Carolina. 14,769 people moved from Florida to South Carolina in 2023, making South Carolina the 10th state that gained the most new residents from Florida that year. So what are the reasons why you think people are leaving Florida? Let me know in the comments. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you next week.